Hi everyone. So today I'm working on my assignment 1 part of my course. The course doesn't really give me too much actual real information of exactly what they want involved. So I'm going to do some very quick sketch work, just working out ideas and putting them down onto paper. And I'm going to do this into my sketchbook. Sorry if I sound tired, I am. I didn't get much sleep last night and today it is over 24 on temperature, so I've got like heat exhaustion. But coursework has to be done. So let's move the folder out of the way. And grab the sketchbook. Now my sketches are going to be inspired by work that I've been doing through the week. So at work I've been catching some times when there's been interesting events going on, and this is going to relate into my coursework because part of one of my studies was to study an artist who used to catch the moment in between. And so here we've got the reductions trolley and everybody crowding around it thinking they're going to get a bargain, and then down here we've got the member staff trying to put out reduced items and everybody swarming over her. And then this one is basically people get really harassing for reduced items, and I mean really harassing to the degree where you actually have to go and hide somewhere because they won't leave you alone. They try and snatch it, they'll bully and push you. So on one occasion I took a pack of donuts for a walk. I did about 6 laps of the store with a gang of people chasing after me for a packet of donuts. It was just absolutely insane. So events like this, or this is quite a funny one. Basically we have a cafe at work, and no matter how do I explain this? Basically you can clear every single table in the cafe and there'll always be one dirty table guaranteed. But the customer will always want to sit at that table that is dirty. And you can say to them, well, would you prefer a clean table? No, they want to sit at the dirty table. So then you end up having to clean that with them waiting, and they create a bit and kind of, oh, can't you do this quicker? We want that wiped down. And yet they could sit anywhere in the room. It's the most weird thing ever. So taking into account all these things, I'm just going to do a couple of rough sketches for some ideas that are going on in my head. This part of the course is I have to use fluid media, and I've got a good idea of where I want to use that. But for now, yeah, it's just going to be rough sketches. I think I'm actually too physically tired to do much else. So what am I thinking? It's got to be dynamic, and it's got to have fluid media in it, and I've got to show that I've learnt something from my studies. So I think I'm going to go for William Blake and Henry Moore style. So let's see. Those again just be very rough sketches while I'm working things out. That's going to still be that one. It's quite interesting. It's how things differ when you're not feeling in the zone for drawing. When you're tired, when you've got a headache, it does affect how well your drawings come out. Which is why just doing rough sketching right now is probably all I'm up for. I went out for the day to a really nice posh garden. And lovely walk. In a sense, it was too hot for walking. I shouldn't have walked the 4 miles that I did. And I was carrying a heavy camera kit, so I'm my worst enemy. When I'm hot, I muddle my words up. That needs to be more dynamic. I know what I want, it's just putting it onto paper. But it's a good exercise to do when you're tired. It needs to be higher up as well. Where's the other hand? Oh, I use this hand for reference. Also, learning to draw opposites is quite handy. Okay, I need my right hand, I think. Hang on. That's front. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and we'll go back there. Sticking to the table. If I do this on A3, I could accentuate the shadows to look almost kind of demonic. And then he's knowing my lighting is. Come on, brain. Pardon me. Meh. I really should have just gone straight to bed just from that walk. Meow, 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 meow. This one needs to be up here. That's got to be the outside hand. I'll put that one at a dynamic angle, so the arms there, shoulders there, torso curves round, and then we do that to that. I'm too tired to do this. It is. And if they kind of merge into that. That one's shoulder's going to be back, that one's shoulder's going to be back. Big scary shadows behind. Probably put horns on the shadows. These two have got to be forward of this one. So he's got to go over here more. And this is going to be loss of cash. So the idea is, from the perspective of the person doing the reducing, is what you often see is the hands coming up at you. Literally, you look at it, it's like, whoa, and I'm not joking when I say that. Anyone who works in retail, you'll know what I mean. So I'm going to have a trolley full of stuff. I don't know. I'm thinking right now, Alice Cooper's song. The one where he describes about the wastefulness of people and the fact that children in other countries would give anything for the half-eaten apple that's thrown away just because the person doesn't like it. It's not Pick Up the Bones, but that is also a really good one. Oh, that's going to bother me now. Bear me 2 seconds. I don't even know what that song is. YouTube. If in doubt, YouTube. Sorry about the noise. Just gonna double check which one this one. That's the one. Yeah, I'm thinking Alice Cooper's Brutal Planet. If you've never heard of it, check it out on YouTube and wherever. He does speak about things that he's kind of seen, and the whole album Brutal Planet is extremely poignant. He raises so many questions. There's things about war, starvation, and it's an extremely good album, I'd say. Even if you don't like his work, it's a good source of inspiration. But that's kind of what I'm thinking, because back here, so there's going to be the 4 figures at the front with the demonic kind of shadows. No, there's nothing wrong with demonicness. But the kind of dark and looming, scary, long extended shadows, these are going to be in ink. And then there's going to be lots of money falling out of their pockets to show wealth. So wealth, greed, because they want all of the stuff. But behind there's going to be a little tiny figure, I'm thinking. And all they are going to do, I reckon... I wish we could supinate our arms the other way around. It's just got to be like that. So it's a begging bowl of hands. So if you've been to a place where people beg, they'll either beg like that, or kind of that, or they cross their hands over, or even cup their hands, like if you're going for water. Depending on where you go, some people are like that. Everyone has a different way of begging. But I want this little person in the background who's going to be stick thin to simply have begging hands. and maybe if I can get a little bit of detail onto the figure, we'll go for a couple, just literally a couple of coins. Now normally I wouldn't ever draw anything that is political or dark. Really, I'm fluffy bunnies and happiness, you know. But because I've been doing so much study of all these different artists, I want to be able to show in my work that I've actually taken some note of their styles. And William Blake and Henry Moore did do these statue type figures, and William Blake was inspired by religion. Some of his work is very clever. It's like a London street is turned into a like a battle between angels and demons, because the chaos within it of the daily life is how he saw it. So I don't think I need to put too much detail into the trolley. I see them every day, I don't want to see any more. Yeah, and by the way, if you ever have a trolley, you ram into anyone with a trolley, it does hurt. Actually, I might put a mouldy apple in there, you know. Because thinking William Blake and his conversion of normal everyday events into religious events, what is the apple? It's part of man's sin. At least I think it is. Yeah, the snake offered the apple, didn't it? Apple knowledge or something. I don't know. Religion's very, very confusing. It seems to bend people slightly in squiffy direction a lot of the time. Mankind's evolution has been affected by it, and our de-evolution is definitely affected by it. So, right, come on, breeze. That thunderstorm really should not have just blown over. Where I live, we have a microclimate, so we're kind of sheltered in this valley, and quite often storms and stuff just literally go, oh look, there's a town, we'll go around it. So when we need a thunderstorm, we don't get it. So what I've done is, because this is my sketchbook, I've just put some paper behind it. Thicker part behind it. And where's my bowl? So what I'm going to do is, I want a really dark ink, so I'm going to mix it just onto a bit of, put it onto plastic, and then get a bit more control. And I'm using a SAA All-Rounder number 10. Because this isn't for detail or anything like that. These are nice, these SAA brushes. I hope this one works actually. Yeah, there we go. And always remember to put the cap on your ink if you're using ink, because if you knock it flying, yeah, good luck. So I'm just going to quickly So this is wet ink onto a dry sketchbook, so it's gonna look quite rough. That's kind of what I'm going for right now. Just blocking out that bit. So that I can get an idea of my lightest areas and my darkest areas. I suppose those two should really be roughly around the same level, but it's not essential. Right, okay, there's a ton of squirrels on my tray. Don't want the paper to get too damp. And I'm going to expand a little bit of the shadow just behind them. Then what I'll do is probably have something kind of leading up to each one. So you see these people are going to be in a pale colour. And I reckon I should do this guy in shadow. So he's like a wraith of a person. See, a little bit of ink goes a really, really long way. Because on A3 I can expand that quite a bit. Right, and put that in my spare tray. Give it a squirt of water so I can give it a wash. Water sprayer. Yes, mine's absolutely covered in acrylic. Really, really handy bit of kit. Saves carrying a big thing of water around with you. Let's tighten off that lid. So that is a rough concept piece. Just make sure that's not gone through. No, that's gone. My problem is that I tend to get an idea and just do that idea. I don't think outside the box. Problem is I like this idea. I just need to change the anatomy. Make the arms push forward more. So what I'll do is I'll take some photos of my own hands and go from there. That bit needs to be much more angled, much more downwards because of that. That bit needs to come around more. So that will do. Now, I'm only going to have one hand forward, if that makes sense. The other hand will just be by the side. Right. See if I can bring the camera out a little bit. That gives you a bit of better idea of what I'm going for. Because so far what I've done in my course is I've looked at still lifes, silhouettes, looking at use of ink in drawings, and then done some scenery, just very, very quick sketches, dynamic poses. So this is a children's bungee gym thing. Yeah, I'm happy with this little sketch. I'll try and do some more rough bits and ideas, and play around with how I want the shadows to go. In fact, that's what I need to look at, is where are these shadows going to go. So, let's see. So right. So, pencil is getting blunt. Let's get that sharpened. Indian ink and certain calligraphy inks dry really ultra fast. I think calligraphy ink tends to dry faster than India ink, that I found. So for me, I can tell that's dry. I can just smack the next page over and I don't have to worry about any blocks. So, right, so I know my angle of those heads comes kind of out like that, and I know there's 4 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see, F1, F2, F3, F4. So the shadows I really want to stretch. Like in Hunchback of Notre Dame, but via Disney. All credits go to Disney. Disney trademark thieving. So in there were scenes where hooded figures were stretched out, and in fact a lot of Disney films accentuate the shadow to give it more feeling and emotion, and create kind of evil from it. I want the shadows there, but I want them slightly curved. Oh, no, that one's got to be shorter than that one. See, scary. Okay. I know where we are. No. Ah, yes. Right. I think I kind of know what I'm after. So I put little, yeah, little eyes. So actually on the face I can, yeah. Ooh, there's an idea. No eyes. Yeah, no highlights in the eyes, otherwise they're just going to look really cute, aren't they? Actually, they look quite nice with little eyes. Yeah, so no eyes. Because they can't see what they're doing is wrong. Or immoral, shall we say. Listen, today is word of today, immoral. It has been a long day. I love my walking everything, but maybe I shouldn't do it in high temperatures. So for the figures to have little no peepholes, or holes for peepers, then I can push that, or accentuate, and make them have, the shadows have physically no eyes. Now, to get a silhouette to overlay is going to be quite hard. But I'm going to change the design of the hands just slightly to make them look more twisted. I'm probably giving myself a lot more work than I should, considering I don't really have much time for this. think I've just realised where I've made a slight mistake here. Yeah. That's the back. The thumb goes there. Yeah, I'm an idiot. No, I'm not an idiot. Turn round. Right. Where's your thumb? Facing the body? Yeah. Where's that hand facing that way? Yeah. That hand facing that way? Yeah. That hand facing that. I'm not an idiot, I'm a tired idiot. Right, so ink, I'll just put away. The nice thing about when you're doing your initial thoughts for doing artwork is you can be quite scrappy, because you're getting ideas down, you're mapping out thoughts. It's not a masterpiece straight off, and that's what's really nice, is I'm not going to have to spend 90 hours on every single piece of coursework. Thank goodness for that, I say. Whereas if I was doing a pet portrait, then yeah, I would spend that much time on it. Right, okay, this is going to be interesting, because I just realised I haven't put the... Actually, this should be okay. I don't think it's wet enough to go through. Or maybe not. But yeah, you can see it's pretty wet. Okay, so it's just to protect the page underneath and stop it getting waterlogged. It's got to come wider out the trunk. And then figure there. I'm going to need more ink. Around the peep holes. I'll sort that one out in a bit. I went to a really nice garden. The place that I was at today was Minturn Gardens, which is in the UK it's very close to the Cerne Abbas Giant. So you can literally on the day, you can go to the gardens, and then within a 5-minute car drive, you're at the Giant, and you can climb up a hill of a very, very interesting. It's kind of it's where they've scraped the ground back to reveal the chalk underneath in the shape of a giant with something else that's very giant. And it is a fertility symbol. Years ago, young couples who wanted to have kids or newlyweds were recommended, if they wanted to have lots and lots of healthy, good, strong children, you went up to the giant and you had a good time on a certain part of him, and that would ensure that you would bear children. And there's always been local legends about a barren woman going up there kind of thing and sleeping there overnight, and then lo and behold, she's pregnant. So it's a beautiful, stunning area, stunning countryside. Nice journey. And the gardens are stunning. They're part of a estate which the house is quite a new house for a big estate house, and it's got modern tenants in, but you can go for tours of the house. But the gardens are all done in rhododendrons, camellias, maples, so it's always got a huge amount of colour in it. And the first time I went in April, I thought it was stunning because of all the rhododendrons were out. And to go this time of month and see different plants out was really lovely. So I was going to fix that. Let's see. Why does everything do a runner when you need it? Ow, there goes my jaw. Let's see. These have such a good use. Paper's still a little bit damp. Right, it's not too bad. It's black ink, it seems to come up very grey. Right, so 2 parts to a drawing. We've got the base layer, or the bottom half, in which the people are reaching for the reduced food even though their wallets are overflowing and the starving person's only got change in the back. And then their shadows are kind of, I think I need to bring the angle in much sharper, so all of the angles are going to have to come up to somewhere around here, so I've got to bring that right in. Work on my perspective with that, but that would do for shadows. And that will show dynamicness. That'll show using, because what I'll do is I'll use the ink in the back, and that'll be my wet media, and then I'll use dry media in the front. Tempted to put the hands as black as well. Might do the hands as black. That way you've got black, white, white, black, which would work, I think. So if we do that as a B. Oh, I think that'll do. So that's the shadows, and then the shadows. Okay, that's a lot of work. That's going to take me a few hours, but it's an idea. Right. Well, I hope that's given you some ideas as to what I'm up to with coursework. I apologise that I haven't really had much free time to do decent streaming. This coursework takes over absolutely everything, and I really do want to get this degree, so I've got to put the hours in, and then of course I've got to do all the writing. About 10 pages of writing have got to be done for this part. So I've just got to keep on going, even though the weather's sweltering. Oh, come on, storm clouds, get your butts over here. So till next time, take care everyone. Keep being inspired by anything and everything around you, because inspiration can appear out of nowhere. As long as it's not charging towards you with a knife and fork. So till next time, take care everyone, and happy drawing to you all.